A $3,119 Cub Cadet with a hole torn through its own deck. A Toro quoted at $1,500 to fix a transmission that was never meant to be opened. A Greenworks that cut 3 inches into its own housing on the second use. Every one of these started the same way. A shiny showroom floor, a familiar badge, a salesman who never mentioned what's bolted underneath. There's one part hiding inside almost every one of these machines that decides whether you get 5 years of mowing or 5 weeks of downtime. It's sealed at the factory. It's marketed as maintenance-free. And it is quietly the most common reason zero turns end up in the shop instead of the yard. Today we're ranking 10 zero-turn mowers owners regret buying in 2020-26, worst to actual disaster, naming the exact part, the exact dollar figure, and the exact company behind the badge. This isn't bad luck, it's a decision. Number 10, and the mildest regret on the whole list, is Murray. Ask around any lawn care forum, and Murray's name gets lumped in with the 21-inch, $100 push mowers, the bargain bin machines people buy on a whim and never expect much from. Murray is a Briggs & Stratton house brand, and Briggs filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy back in July of 2020, with KPS Capital Partners buying up the assets that September. Keep that name in your head, because it's not the last time a private equity firm shows up owning a badge you thought was independent. Murray isn't dangerous. It's just built to a price point so low there's nothing left to cut, once you're already cutting corners. Number 9 is a 2-for-1, because they share the same problem. The Poulan Pro P46ZX and the Yard Machines line, both sold at the back of the lot as the bargain option. The Poulan Pro's deck is notoriously hard to level, no matter how carefully you shim it, and the plastic housing pieces around the chute and belt guards crack within a couple seasons of normal bumps and branches. It'll cut your grass. It just won't do it evenly, and it won't do it for long without a trip back to the hardware store for parts that used to be metal. Yard Machines is MTD's bargain badge, sold at the very back of the lot next to the clearance stickers. A mechanic with over 40 years turning wrenches told me flat out that these units, along with their pricier siblings, run sealed hydrostatic transaxles that were never designed for longevity. Built by a spreadsheet is the phrase he used. You're not really buying a mower here so much as you're buying 2 years of cutting time with a scrap date already written into the design before it ever left the factory. Number 8 is where the pattern really starts to show itself, and it's the Husqvarna Z242F, the base of their consumer Z200 line. Husqvarna markets the Hydro Gear ZT2200, sitting inside it, as a dual hydrostatic, no-maintenance transmission. That word maintenance-free should scare you more than it comforts you. Owners report one side losing power outright, the transaxle whining under load, sometimes within 3 years of normal use. And this isn't just forum grumbling. Consumer Reports 2025 reliability data, built from members who bought over 5,500 zero-turn mowers between 2015 and 2025, ranked Husqvarna dead last for predicted reliability among every zero-turn brand they track. That's not one angry guy posting on a Tuesday. That's the largest independent reliability study in the category, and it lands on the exact brand the forums have been complaining about for years. Keep that sealed transaxle in your head because it's about to become the villain of this entire video. A mechanic who saw this coming told anyone who'd listen years before Consumer Reports caught up. Nobody listened because the box in the store said no maintenance required, and that phrase sells mowers. Number 7 is the Ariens Icon-based trim. An owner on Tractor Buy Net pulled the cover off his and found the same story, a Hydro Gear ZT200, sealed, with no drain plug and no service point anywhere on the unit. His exact words were that he wouldn't have bought the thing if he'd known going in. Ariens also lands in Consumer Reports' bottom 3 for predicted reliability in 2025, which is a rough spot for a brand that's built a genuinely good name for itself in snow equipment. 2 different brands, 2 different price points, the same sealed part hiding under the hood, and the same warning sign nobody reads until it's too late. That word maintenance-free isn't a feature. It's the company telling you exactly how this ends. Here's where things start costing real money and real downtime instead of just a bad afternoon. Number 6 is the Toro Time Cutter, the base 42 and 50-inch consumer models. Toro's own service manual for the SW4200 describes the Hydro Gear EZT inside it as a sealed system, factory-filled, with no regular oil changes required. One owner on lawn site had both hydros die inside about 120 hours of mowing, on flat ground, under 2 acres. The dealer swapped the right side twice before finally replacing the left. Another owner, 5 years in, had the left transaxle fail and got quoted over $1,500 for the fix. Toro wouldn't touch it once the warranty had expired. It's not a design flaw, it's the plan. A sealed unit that can't be serviced isn't an oversight, it's a decision, and that decision saves the manufacturer money on every single unit they ship. Number 5 is the Swisher Response Gen 2, and this is where regret starts costing you actual downtime instead of just money. One owner had the right side hydro fail after 5 weeks of ownership, then sat in the shop for another 5 weeks waiting on parts. In the meantime, the drive belt kept jumping off the pulley on startup. Another owner on Tractor by Net found electrical conduit being used in place of proper axle spacers on a machine that weighs close to 400 pounds, with no bushings or bearings backing up the rear axle. That's not a corner being cut. That's a corner that was never built in the first place. Even a name most of you already trust isn't exempt from this. Toro's badge carries decades of goodwill, and it still shipped a sealed transaxle with the exact same failure pattern as the bargain brand's 3 tiers below it. The badge on the hood tells you less every year about what's actually bolted underneath it. Number 4 is the Craftsman Z5000 line, the Z5200, Z5400, and Z5800, and the Troy-built Mustang, the ZT42 and ZT50. Both wear different badges, but both are MTD-built machines, and MTD confirms most of their zero turns run sealed hydro systems the owner physically cannot service. Owners report suspension arms wearing loose on the seat mount and V-twin engines backfiring under load. Craftsman, the brand, and MTD, the manufacturer, both sit under Stanley Black & Decker, and after Stanley bought the remaining 80% of MTD in 2021 for $1.6 billion, the private equity math took over completely. The badge stays. The quality underneath doesn't. That same 40-year mechanic put the Troy-built Mustang plainly. The hydro fails, it can't be repaired, only replaced, and it's built by MTD the exact same way as Cub Cadet, Yard Machines, and most of that family tree. 3 different store aisles, 3 different price tags, and nobody bothered to build the machines behind them any differently. Number 3 is the Cub Cadet Ultima ZT1, the machine that cost my neighbor $3,119. The version you've probably heard is sealed hydro, annoying repair bill. That's not the full picture here. One owner's chute support broke on the second use. Then the left front deck wheel tore completely through the deck metal, leaving an actual hole. The dealer denied the warranty claim and called it abuse. Spindles broke off entirely on another unit, with a replacement deck quoted north of $1,000. And this brand has a documented history. Back in 2018, Cub Cadet recalled its RZT SX zero turn after the fuel tank neck was found cracking, with the company confirming 15 reports of cracking at the time. Different model, same manufacturer, same corner-cutting instinct, 3 model generations apart. Everything up to this point has cost somebody money or patience. Number 2 flips that into something that can actually hurt you. Number 2 is the Ryobi 80-volt electric zero turn. An owner described it as practically uncontrollable going down any hill, which on rural acreage isn't a minor complaint. It's how people get hurt. Battery packs degrade hard once the warranty clock runs out, and when something does go wrong, support means shipping the entire unit to a distant authorized center, at your own cost and your own risk in the meantime. Number 1, the worst regret purchase on this entire list, is the Greenworks Crossover Z, the 80-volt electric. One owner's blade cut 3 inches straight into the mower's own housing steel, on the second time he used it. 2 months went by with no resolution from customer support. Another owner watched 6 batteries out of 6 fail by year 3, right after the warranty expired, and described the machine as practically uncontrollable on any slope. A blade that eats through its own housing isn't a quality control. Miss you shrug off. That's a machine that failed at the one job it had. Not every failure on this list is the mower company cutting corners in-house, though. In June of 2024, Kawasaki recalled engines used across Bad Boy, Big Dog, Bobcat, Cub Cadet, Hustler, John Deere, and Kubota equipment, roughly 68,500 units in the U.S., after a damaged fuel tube could leak and catch fire, with 8 fires reported. In January of 2025, roughly 39,000 John Deere ZTRA mowers were recalled over a Kawasaki voltage regulator that could overheat, logging 5 fires and 26 reports of smoke. And in November of 2025, Spartan recalled about 650 units after a steering damper defect caused 1 reported injury. Those are supplier failures caught and corrected in public, which is more than you can say for half the brands earlier on this list, quietly eating warranty claims in the back room. 10 different brands, 10 different price tags, and the same decision hiding underneath almost every one of them. A sealed transaxle nobody's allowed to open, built by a company that answers to a private equity firm or a conglomerate optimizing for unit cost, not for how long your mower actually lasts. The name on the hood tells you less every year than who owns the factory behind it. If this saved you from making the same mistake as everyone on this list, hit subscribe. Next time, I'm pulling one of these sealed transaxles apart on the bench and showing you exactly what's inside the thing. They told you never needs opening.